Hello and good morning, and welcome to the Pete Braley Show. My name is Pete Braley, along with my son, the show creator, executive producer, executive director, man who pushes all the buttons, including mine, my son, Matt.
That's me.
Hello.
Yeah.
We have a great show planned for you today. Of course, our goal is always to start your day off on a positive note. So if you enjoy what we do here, please hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future shows. We are obviously live, 8 o'clock in the morning on YouTube, but you can also check us out anytime on any of your podcast apps. Okay, make sure you don't miss out. We will be joined shortly, coming up today, we'll be joined shortly by my friend Greg Kalil from Tampa. Greg is the PA announcer for the Tampa Bay Rays. So we'll talk about the Sox Rays series starting tonight. Greg is a busy guy, so he's pretty much going to be calling in as soon, I don't know when, as soon as he's free.
It's a surprise.
Surprise! Also today, a recent post on Reddit states that trick-or-treating should be for everybody, not just for kids.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll look at the reasons behind this. A man from Nebraska has been following a raw meat-based diet, including chicken, for the last 3 years and says he's never felt better. We'll talk about that. And back in the day, were you the class clown? You might be the smartest one in your family. Some research on that coming up. So let me get. Well, I'll get to the calendar in just a moment here. But first, I guess we have to start out with the thing that really ticked us off yesterday afternoon.
Oh, I forgot about this. And I literally told you, I said, hey, we should talk about this. Totally forgot we were going to talk about this.
We're boiling water again here in Fairhaven. Of course, Matt wanted to know yesterday who pooped in our water.
Again, for the second time.
Yeah. So I did sign up for the robocall because the first time this happened, we didn't find out till hours later.
Yeah.
And I think it was Diane who said, go to the town website and you can fill in your cell phone number and all that, because they were calling the house number, which we don't use.
Yeah.
So, I did get the warning yesterday afternoon. And the really frustrating thing about that, they said that I think it's, or your mom thinks it's because of the heavy rain we had Monday. Mm-hmm. To which your sister Sarah said, but it's 2021. Can't they handle that?
Also, we haven't had this problem in years. I don't remember this ever being a problem.
No. And
now,
suddenly,
all of a sudden, it's a problem.
It happened in September, happens here in October. So, I guess they have detected E. coli. But the thing that really frustrated us was the fact that I got the call around 2?
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. So I'd already had about 4 or 5 cups of water.
Yeah.
So what did I drink yesterday? I don't want to think about it.
I just this is just great. We're having a great time. We're having a great time here.
Yeah,
just boiling water, brushing getting a cup, going over to the pot.
The pot on the stove.
Getting some water just to brush your teeth. It's a great time.
Yeah. It is Thursday, October 7th. This is show number 78. Welcome. National Chocolate Covered Pretzel Day today. I could go for that. It's National Frap Day, also known as milkshakes in some parts of the country. What else have I heard? Cabinet. I think they're called a cabinet, believe it or not.
What? Like a kitchen cabinet?
I don't know. That's what some people call. Where is that? Does anybody know?
I don't believe it.
A cabinet is another name for a frap in some parts of the country. And it's also National Inner Beauty Day. Isn't that nice? What is your inner beauty? Let your inner beauty just shine today.
We are getting a call currently.
We are?
We are getting a call.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Hello?
Hello there.
Good morning, sir.
Is it a fishing boat?
I knew you were going to say that. I used to do a contest, now what, 25, 30 years ago, called The Secret Sound. Mm-hmm. And you used to call me from the other studio, right?
Once it got to a certain point, yes, but credit where credit is due. I think we had one or two listeners that, after they saw a pattern develop, took it upon themselves to call in that guess every morning.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a grand celebration the day when it actually was a fishing boat.
I was going to say, I feel so left out. I have no idea what's
No
going
matter
on
what
right
the
now.
secret sound was, he or other listeners would call in and say, "Is it a fishing boat?"
Now, let me ask this. Was it ever a fishing boat?
Yeah, he said the last time there was a big cell. We went crazy.
Oh, okay.
The day
All right.
it was a fishing boat. Yeah. Greg Kalil joining us from Tampa Bay. You might know him as Greg Evans. He was actually the first morning man on Fun 107. Isn't that correct?
This is correct. March 1st of '89, if memory serves, which it rarely does anymore.
So now he's the PA voice of the Tampa Bay Rays. And yeah, I did want to ask you about that. You grew up in New England. You were born in Vermont, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then something took you to Cape Cod Radio. What brought you down this way?
Getting fired in Burlington.
Okay. Yep. And then he worked his way.
Isn't that what usually causes radio moves?
Yeah, really. Then he moved his way to the Cape and to New Bedford and then Providence. So you were a Red Sox fan for years, but have you now been in Florida longer than you were in New England?
Almost. I am 60 now, and I just hit my 28-year anniversary of being an adopted Floridian.
All right. And you are a Rays fan now, correct?
I am. I have been a Rays fan since day one and before. Was a original season ticket holder back when I was single and had disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
And for a number of years, I could guilt-free root for both teams because back then it was a lock that the Devil Rays would be mathematically eliminated by about Memorial Day, and was thus able to celebrate from afar when the Sox finally broke the curse in '04 and then won again in '07. Right. And then all of a sudden, the local nine changed their name and fortunes and started being good in '08. At which point the Red Sox began to be known as the other evil empire in these parts.
Well, I gotta say that is a good-looking team. Again, the lowest payroll, but they got 100 wins. Right? How would you describe this team? How would you describe this year's Rays team?
Scrappy would be a good word, and the phrase that I found myself using over and over again the last couple of months of the season, whether it be in discussions with friends or colleagues or social media posts, was these guys never quit. They can be down 3-4 runs in the seventh inning, and they don't think the game is over, and frequently it's not.
Yeah. I said yesterday after the Sox beat the Yankees that I was worried. But then I went, playing Tampa because Tampa looks so good this year. But then I was reminded that when it comes to the playoffs, it's all about who's hot now. So would you say the Rays are still hot?
I would say they cooled off a little bit the last couple of weeks, it seemed. So I wouldn't say concerned there, but you definitely make a valid point about who's hot and who's not being a big deal. I think where everybody got lucky, and we can say this now that they're no longer in the picture, I think we all got lucky that Toronto missed by a game because they were smoking in September.
Yeah, they did look. I know, and they're going to be a team to watch out for next year, of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They are much improved over last year, and that's going to continue with all the juniors they got on that team. I remember the first time they were in town, and Bichette, Biggio, and Guerrero were batting 1, 2, and 3 in the order. And I thought, God, I feel old.
Because you watched their dads play. I should say we watched their dads play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what time do you get to the ballpark? Do you have a little batting practice on tough names or what?
My standard call time is 3 hours before first pitch, which don't tell the organization, but they could probably pay me for a lot less time than that, and I could probably still get the job done. But standard, I get there 3 hours before, start working on getting my paperwork together, reviewing game script for any names that might be tongue trippers in pregame, whether it be national anthem singer, check presentations, special tributes, etc. Yeah. We have a production meeting about 2.5 hours before game time to go over camera positions, promotions contests that the in-game hosts might be doing in between innings, etc. And from that point on, I'm generally free up until about 20, 30 minutes before game time. At some point in there, got to get the lineups down, etc. And most importantly, got to eat.
Yeah.
Can't do this stuff on an empty stomach.
There is usually, and I've only had experience, I think, with the preseason games, but there's usually a pretty good spread that's put out.
Oh yeah, they take
press.
care of us nicely in media dining. A hot meal and usually salad options and dessert options, etc. Coffee machine, soda machine, etc.
We're talking to Greg Kalil, who is the public address announcer down at the Tampa Rays Stadium, and I got to say it. Are you going to have any fans show up now that it's the playoffs, or has that gotten?
Yes, we are.
Has that gotten better?
It has gotten better. Has it gotten to the level where ideally it should be? Probably not.
Okay.
And you can take the word probably out of that sentence. I have been monitoring the last couple of days, excuse me, throat clearing, occupational requirement.
Yes.
I've been looking at the available tickets, and most of the places sold out for these first two games. The bulk of the tickets that remain are our nosebleed, somewhere 50 to 20 rows up in the third level, which has been opened up for the playoffs. I am actually kind of surprised. I thought I would see a bigger influx of Red Sox Nation picking up the available tickets after beating the Yankees the other night. Granted, it would be a short turnaround time for people to make travel plans. But one of the things that we face in this market, not only for baseball, but football, hockey, et cetera, is that maybe 10% of the people that are here are native Floridians or come from Florida families,
right,
and everybody else is from somewhere else. So the Sox have their own fan contingent here, as the Yankees do, as the Chicago teams do. Pretty much anybody from the I-75 corridors got a pretty good population here, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I honestly thought that we might see more of those get picked up late Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and still some available.
Yeah. Is the atmosphere? You were there. You were there last year, but that was a weird year with COVID. But
yes, it was.
The Rays have been in the playoffs before, so does it take on a whole different atmosphere when it's playoff time? I know it does for the players and the media, but does it for you too and the staff?
It does. There's for the staff, especially because there's so much more going on with arrangements that have to be made for visiting media and other things that happen in the playoffs. Areas that are normally free for us to roam during the season are cut off. More security from MLB. To give you an idea, we all have credentials that we have to wear, to get in the building, to get around the building, et cetera. And MLB has made it very clear that at any time that we are having our picture taken, whether it be officially or with fans or with friends, whatnot, stash the credentials, because these days technology has gotten to the point where somebody could take a picture of me with a credential hanging around my neck and blow it up and duplicate it, and you never know who could walk in the door.
Wow.
Yeah, you see that stuff all over social media now. People making fake badges, sneaking in places. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Which reminds me, of course, badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
No.
Never miss an opportunity to quote Blazing Saddles, the greatest movie of all time.
Hey, one more thing. Tell your Jerry Remy story. We were texting the other night, so when Remy threw out the first pitch, and tell your story.
Yeah, Jerry is, as most people know by now, very quiet, very private individual, somewhat of a loner. And I've talked to him briefly on occasion, as when times are normal and the broadcast crews come to town. He's about two booths away from me in the media suite. And one time, 2 or 3 years ago, at the end of a game, he was standing out on the sidewalk in a group of, I would guess to be about 100 people looking around like he was looking to flag down a cab. And I happened to be driving by, and I pulled down the window. I said, "Hey, you need a lift?" And he looked and recognized me. He says, "Which way you going?" I said, "Wherever you need to go." And he was going to the team hotel, which is a couple of miles away from the ballpark. And he hops in the truck, and about halfway to the hotel, I realized that about the only other passenger I ever have in my truck these days is my heavily shedding German Shepherd. And I was told by friends and family in New England that the next game that Jerry was getting lots of chuckles and informing the viewers about how much dog hair was on his sport coat when he got to the hotel the night before.
I love that story.
So my dog is famous.
There you go. Well, have a great call tonight. Is that what we call it? I mean, I know with play-by-play we say have a great call tonight, but do we say that to the
call?
PA? Okay.
Yeah, good call or good show. I'll usually say something like that to the TV and radio broadcasters if I see them shortly before the game, and vice versa. Circling back to the ticket thing really briefly, much to my amazement, I realized this year that this is my 12th season with the ball club, which is exactly half of its existence.
Wow.
And the organization has actually recognized that with a special ticket offer for the playoffs. Go to the box office, mention my name, get any seat in the house for the regular price.
I knew where this was going. About halfway into it, I said, that's where he's going to go. Well, you have a great call tonight. Maybe we'll check in again throughout the series.
Feel free. Would love to talk to you. Been great talking to you this morning, and great to hear you back in a broadcast platform. Thank
you, Mr. Official Voice of the Pete Braley Show. Right?
That's true, yeah.
I thought you were going to say Mr. October, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's been taken.
Have a great day. Great game.
Thank you. You too, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Of course, we hope he comes out on the losing end. But
of course, yeah.
Greg Kalil used to be known as Greg Evans on Fun 107, but down in Tampa. And he keeps telling me that I got to get down there to see a game because he said the guest room's always open. So if I can get a good flight, which they're not too bad.
The Pete Braley Show, live from the Red Sox Rays game.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Do I get to go too? I just invited myself.
There you go.
Yeah. I do think we real quick need to give a shout out to Charlie because his head has been through those curtains the entire call, and I was sitting here like, don't do it. I like have the treat in my hand, like ready to go. I was like, don't ruin this phone call. And he was silent the whole time. So you know what?
Good boy.
Give it up for Charles, man.
Good boy,
give it
Charlie.
up for him.
All right.
He looked over here as if he could hear the applause, but I promise you he could not.
Maybe Mom's home.
Maybe.
We expected Mom any moment, so...
I know. I was surprised she didn't come in during the call.
Maybe he's hearing Mom. Anyway, welcome to the show, and we just threw that together like at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, so glad everything worked.
This is how Pete rolls. I walk down the stairs. He's like, hey, got this idea. Can we make it happen? I'm like, sure.
Actually, to take it even further, I called him.
That's true.
Not texted. Yeah. I called him upstairs, and I said, "Hey, this is too much to put in a chat. Come on, in a text. Come on down."
Yeah, I'm slightly rude when it comes to people calling me that are in the same house as me. So he was like, "Hey, too much to put in a text." I just hung up.
Yeah.
Like I thought dinner was ready. I thought that was one of the things that was going to be in the text. So I was like, "All right, let me just go downstairs." Dinner wasn't ready.
No, then he, after I asked him about this, he said, "So is dinner ready?" I'm like, "No, I need another half hour."
Yeah, so I had to wait even longer.
Anyway, back to where we were, October 7th. A quick look at the date book. It was on this day in 1916, Georgia Tech defeats Cumberland University 222-0. The most lopsided score in the history of U.S. college football.
There he goes. We made it this far.
Hey, but we made it through the interview. So, on this day in 1971, The French Connection, starring Gene Hackman, premiered in the U.S. On this day, and this is for radio geeks, on this day in 1988, WNBC, also known as WNBC, became WFAN at 5:30 in the afternoon. That was on this day in 1988. That whole WNBC joke. Oh, Trish is here.
Is here.
Good morning.
What's up, Trish?
You've got your Charlie.
He's only barked once, so he's been somewhat good for a change.
Trish posted on Facebook last night Why do you eat barbecued chicken and then go to the gym for a massive workout?
You need to load up on protein.
Did you take your boots off before you came in? Were they into the... She called the ambulance the Vomit Comet last night, so...
We got the Boo Boo Bus, the Vomit Comet. What are the names we got?
That's true. So never eat barbecue chicken before going for a workout?
Unless you want to projectile vomit.
What about buffalo chicken?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll see if the patient next week will try it.
Okay.
All right. We'll try this.
Let us know. Maybe I'll be the patient just to test it out.
Charlie was barking out the window. That's our secret weapon. We always have a treat nearby.
And he enjoys it, so.
Yeah. See you later. So getting back to the WNBC, in New York City, there was WABC and WNBC. Mm-hmm. So evidently, there was a program director at NBC who said, make sure you emphasize the N so that people know and it sets us apart.
Gotcha.
So the jocks on WNBC took it too far.
Way too far.
And it was known as WNBC.
But you know what? How many years ago was that? 65? And you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. On this day in 1995, Boston's Fleet Center opens, now known as the TD Garden. On this day in 1986, Rupert Murdoch launched Fox News. On this day in 2008, Spotify was launched. So it's been around since 2008.
Making me feel old. I don't know. I wanted one of those comments. You always make those comments. So.
That's right.
It's
your
something
first chance.
It's something that can actually make me feel old.
And it was on, it was on this day in 2016, the Washington Post released the videotape of Donald Trump boasting of groping and kissing women, the Access Hollywood tapes. It was on this day in 2016. Celebrity birthdays. John Mellencamp is 70 today. Vladimir Putin is 69. And Simon Cowell is 62. All right. So do we have chats this morning? I know we're getting to this a little late.
Let's catch up.
Yeah.
I know we kind of like restructured the show real quick.
Yeah.
But, it was worth it.
It worked.
See, Justin's here, Gary's here, Dana's here. Morning, y'all. Let's see. Justin's tired of the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like pioneer times, he says. Yeah. Just like the Pilgrims did, is what I like to say.
He came down, got the pot out yesterday, boiled some water.
I did.
Yeah.
Dana said Shake Shack calls it the cabinets.
So the Shake Shack does call it a cabinet? Oh, wow.
Why, though? Like, sometimes we make up new words for things unnecessarily, whatever. I think people are just bored when they do that. But why take something like a kitchen cabinet? We already have two words that work well.
Right.
Milkshake, frap. I mean, I think frap is the superior word.
Right.
But why cabinet? Why cabinet?
There are some. I knew there were places that call it a cabinet.
Yeah. So. Justin said, great interview. Yeah, it's always.
Oh, thanks.
It's always fun having interviews, and that was the first one with Greg. Yeah.
Yep. And we would have done YouTube, but True Confessions here.
YouTube, Zoom.
We would have done it Zoom, but Greg was actually sitting in his car because he had to take his dog to the vet.
But what a professional! You wouldn't have even known.
I know.
And Justin also said, do a Rays Dolphins Pete Braley show. This is Pete Braley special show.
From Florida, yeah, we could.
Who's funding it?
We need a sponsor.
Are the Dolphins home this week? I don't even know. I can look it up after.
They're playing Tampa Bay. No, they're not.
Do we do a crazy whirlwind trip? So it would be...
Actually, they're in
tomorrow. Tomorrow's the next night.
We got to go...
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're either in Miami or Tampa.
No, they're in Tampa. It's a home game for the Bucs.
Okay, we got to talk to the budgetary committee.
Okay, so we got to fly to Tampa this afternoon.
That's true.
To set this up for tomorrow.
I have a haircut.
Oh.
We would have to fly out tonight.
We'll do it Monday.
We'll fly out Monday?
No. We'll do Monday's show from Tampa. No?
Or do they play?
No, the Sox will be back in Boston.
I was going to say, yeah.
We got to fly tonight.
It's today or tomorrow.
We got to take the red eye special.
Okay, so today and then Sunday, and then we come back Sunday night. This is going to be crazy. Yeah. We joke. This is probably not possible. I'm
already thinking about what jersey to wear tomorrow because, we do football picks on Friday, but the Red Sox are playing. So
that's a good point.
I don't know if I should. And, the Dolphins kind of suck.
I think a true fan would change jerseys every 5 minutes.
And they're playing the Buccaneers. So.
Back and forth every 5 minutes.
Tune in tomorrow to see how I figure out the jersey situation.
Gary says Buffalo chicken pizza and then playing a 2-hour soccer game never ends well. Why did you think it would end well? Is my question for you.
I guess that's like my wife was wondering why this guy decided barbecue chicken and then go to the gym.
Yeah.
You have the chicken after the gym, don't you?
True. You want the protein after. I mean, you do want to eat before, but you don't. You definitely don't want to eat barbecue chicken. And Diane says it's cheaper to fly to Tampa and see a Rays game than it is to go to Boston for the Sox. Very true.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Buccaneers prices would be though for this Dolphins game. I don't know what their.
I don't think they'd be too high.
Gillette is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, and they are world champions, right? They won last year. So.
Yeah, but they are facing the Dolphins.
Yeah, I know, really.
Anyways, that's it.
All right, today's random question that you can think about, answer in the chats, or if you're watching this later in the day, how was your Thursday? If you're watching this later, please enter it in the comments. Our question today is, Charlie's scratching to get back in here.
This never happens.
Today's question, when you are old, or in some cases we already are, but when you are old, what do you think children will ask you to tell stories about? When you get old, what do you think children will ask you to tell stories about?
The Red Sox 2021 World Series run.
Yeah.
That was a terrible wink at the camera. Anyways.
I'm thinking, like my grandson Liam is probably going to ask me about the pandemic.
Just you. He's only going to ask you.
Well,
you're the only one that lived through it.
Well, I'm answering the question. When you're old, what do you think kids will ask you to tell stories about? All right. So think about that. Give us an answer in the chats. A couple of sports notes here. Jamie Collins is back with the Patriots. That was announced yesterday. The Patriots traded Stephon Gilmore to the Carolina Panthers for a 2023 sixth-round draft pick. I heard they couldn't come to agreement on money.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. And Bill did not, shocker, Bill Belichick did not want to talk about it. I watched his press conference yesterday, just in the background while I was doing some work. And he came out, he made a statement on it.
Yeah.
It was a typical Bill statement, no substance.
Right.
And then, of course, I love these reporters, and I know that they're just doing their job. But the first 4 questions were about Stephon Gilmore.
Right.
And so Bill was like, yeah, I already said I'm not going to talk about it. And then next question. Yeah, I did say I'm not going to talk about it. And next person, same thing over and over and over again.
Last night, Chris Taylor hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th to lift the Dodgers over the Cardinals 3-1 in the National League Wild Card game. Game 1 for that series tomorrow night in San Francisco. And a couple of postseason baseball broadcasting notes. Don't have to deal with Joe Buck for this series.
Okay. Good.
Joe Davis, John Smoltz, and Ken Rosenthal will call the Red Sox-Rays game on Fox. David Ortiz will again be a studio analyst along with A-Rod and Frank Thomas. Joe Buck will join Fox's coverage for the ALCS. So if we advance, we have Joe Buck. Matt Veskurzian, Smoltz, and Rosenthal will have the MLB Network call of the Sox-Rays Game 3 on Sunday.
I like Matt Vasgersian just because I'm almost positive that he's the commentator in MLB The Show, the video game. So I love that.
You love that voice. Yeah. What's in the news today? Well, a story on WBZ yesterday caught my eye. Channel 4. Massachusetts hockey youth programs are dealing with a severe referee shortage. And according to the organization, the reason is abuse from coaches, parents, and players. Hockey referee Eugene Binda says he's seen it all in his more than 40 years of officiating on ice. He says chokeholds, been punched a couple of times. I think that is what is escalating the fear out there because we don't know what people are going to do anymore. The abuse is enough that the Massachusetts Hockey Association says it is down nearly 900 referees.
That's crazy.
Almost half of its roster. And that has been leading to game cancellations and referee burnout.
See, when I read that, I originally thought it was like, the verbal abuse that you get as like an umpire or a ref. I was like, you know what? I feel that. We were talking about that the other day. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know they were physically abused.
One official needed a police escort after a game featuring 8-year-olds.
That's what really pisses me off.
8-year-olds.
It doesn't matter, folks. It doesn't.
In other cases, a parent came onto the ice trying to get to a referee. And a parent went into the scorer's box to berate an opposing player over a penalty that was committed against her child. So she goes after the kid in the box.
You people are lunatics, man.
Mass Hockey reminds parents and coaches the children are all watching us and they are following our example. We all need to make a better effort to respect the officials and keep them working. I mean, I've had arguments with umpires over the years, but I don't think I ever wanted to hit a guy.
Plus, I mean, there's bad calls that you just accept. I mean, people make mistakes, man. There's just bad calls sometimes. It happens.
And the more experience I got in granted, it was youth baseball, but the more experience I got, I realized that the calls usually balance out.
Yeah.
You know, if you get one you think is, they blew a call, a little later in the game, he's going to give you one.
Yeah.
So
that's just, it's like, especially the kids' games, man. Why?
Yeah.
It's not that important.
There is a rise in singles in the U.S., and that could be bad news for the economy. We got to get you married off, I guess.
Oh.
Researchers found the share of the U.S. population that is not living with a romantic partner during their prime working years has grown from 29% to 38%. And around 28% of single people between the ages of 25 and 54 are living with their parents, 28% compared to just 2% for married or partnered couples. They say that's bad news for the economy because single people are generally economically disadvantaged and less healthy compared to married people and those living with a partner. Research shows they are more likely to engage in risky behavior, such as binge drinking, and single adults don't live as long.
Great. That's a great thing to hear.
I think you're healthy, though. I think you're.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. But
I don't know what you're basing that off of, but thank you.
Going to get you married off. Oh,
Arranged marriage apparently is happening now, folks.
Were you the class clown? Actually, you won't. I think I was. Back in the 70s.
Let me ask your classmates.
I think I was pretty.
Anytime, read the full story and then I got a comment.
Okay. Research now suggests that class clowns may actually be one of the smartest children in the classroom. Researchers said parents and teachers should recognize that having a jokester child was a sign of their intellectual ability. The research showed the higher the IQ, the better the jokes. But yeah, the class clown might be the smartest one. All right, your comments.
Anytime there's a story, and this has happened a couple times now on the show, I don't remember the specific examples. Anytime there's a story about, like, if you're this, you might be really smart. You're like, that's me.
That's me.
I'm, you know what? That's me. That's me. If you're a woman, you're really smart. He's like, I think I'm a woman. I'm going to be honest. I think
That
so.
is not, I have not done. Have
You've
I?
done it before, at least once, but I think twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anytime there's a story like that, believe it or not,
That was me.
that relates directly to me.
Were you the class clown?
Not really.
No. Yeah, you're kind of private.
Yeah.
Throughout school, you were.
I was pretty shy. I was pretty quiet.
yeah.
Not until like my senior year would I like. I mean, I joke around with teachers, but I'm not like the class clown.
Right.
No.
I remember. This, by the way, is Mr. Fairhaven. For
Thank you.
what year?
2017. Probably.
The Mr. Fairhaven of 2017
Damn straight.
is Gracing Art. And I remember the night when you came out on stage, and what he did for talent was he sang a country song on stage.
No, I sang a mashup. With a
That's
friend
right.
of mine. Yeah.
A mashup of country and rap, right?
Just random songs.
Okay.
The High School Musical was in there.
But what I'm getting, that's true.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is I picked up in the audience that people were sitting there going, that's Matt? I didn't know he could sing.
I chose not to sing my entire life for that one achievement. Yeah. Because that's probably the only reason I won.
Yeah.
No, see, I combined singing with surprise, the surprise factor, and also the comedic factor. We put some funny songs in there.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. All right. Moving on. A man from Alpharetta, Georgia, and his friends spent 50 days crossing over 18,000 miles in a personal quest to eat Chipotle in all 50 states. Do you have his picture?
I do.
The journey required thousands of miles of driving and 9 flights. The restaurant chain crowned the man the 15th member of the Chipotle creator class. The creator class offers members exclusive perks and partnerships, something for Matt to strive for.
If that's the only achievement I ever get in life, that's what I'm striving for.
You'd be cool with it? Mm-hmm. Yep. Imagine that. You had a burrito in all 50 states visiting a Chipotle.
It's pretty crazy. I would be curious to see what kind of money he made throughout the process. Like, I'm you gotta like vlog that, put that on YouTube or something,
and have some kind of.
Yeah, I'd be curious what he made. Because if you made nothing, was it worth it? Is my question.
Yeah. Jones Soda is bringing back its limited edition turkey and gravy flavor for the first time in over a decade. Diane, please, if you find this at Stop and Shop, let me know.
Don't.
Just 35,000.
That sounds nasty.
Just 35,000 bottles of the limited edition drink will be sold, and each bottle will have an individual number on it for collectability.
See, that's the thing, though. If you get it, do you drink it? It's a collectible.
The company says they tweaked the recipe to make this soda taste even more like a turkey dinner. The turkey and gravy soda is expected to hit stores this week. Yeah, it just sounds wrong, doesn't it?
I don't think it is. I like how they were like, we tweaked the recipe. I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah.
It would have been gross regardless.
Probably.
But thank you. Thank you for attempting to make it better. I don't know. If you get it, do you drink it? It's numbered.
It's a
collectible. Do you drink it or do you keep it?
Right. And one final story in the news today. Snoopy and the gang will be back on broadcast TV this month with the Halloween special, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It's set to air on PBS and PBS Kids stations, 7:30, October 24th. It will also be available for streaming on Apple TV, which I guess if you never want to watch PBS, you go to Apple.
Here we go, streaming, taking another one.
24 days till Halloween. Here's the story I mentioned at the top. The Reddit user Firesword237 writes.
I love the name.
Yeah. Trick-or-treating should be for everyone, not just little kids. What's wrong with it? Really, what's wrong with it? If they want to get into the Halloween spirit, dress up in costume, and go around getting free candy, then they should without being judged. He or she says, I see lots of toddlers and babies that don't even know what's going on when their parents take them out because they're too young. That's true. I never thought of that. The poster said, I think trick-or-treating should be for everyone. Think about that. You know, and I went through this last year with Liam, who was, he had just had his first birthday. So we got him in funny clothes, taking him around to places.
Also known as a costume. We didn't just put the kid in like a lime green sweater.
His costume was Pluto.
Yes,
he was,
very cute homemade costume.
Yeah, Sarah made this costume. And so here we are, taking him around to, go ahead, knock on the door of this total stranger. And they'll give you something that we'll take home and eat.
Yeah, it's a terrible lesson.
It's a little weird, right? So what do you think? Should trick-or-treating... Here's what some of the replies were about trick-or-treating being for everyone. Someone said, so if everyone goes trick-or-treating, who's passing out the candy?
That's a very good point.
I'm happy to give anyone who dresses up some candy, is one answer. As you grow older, it's common for there to be adult-themed Halloween parties for this exact reason. It still allows for the dressing up and the good times, but in a more mature setting.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Someone else said, I do find it weird if adults wanted to trick-or-treat, but if one showed up at my door, I would give them candy because, frankly, I don't know if there are any social issues here or deficiencies, and that's not my business to decide. Could be. Somebody said, give edibles to the adults.
I feel like that's probably not a good idea.
So much could go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And someone said, might as well be for adults because the slutty costumes are not for kids.
Okay. Wow. Karen, take it easy.
Went a little far there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've had older kids come to the door, right?
Yeah.
We've had that. I've never had an adult, unless the adult is coming with the small child, you know.
My opinion, because I know you all tune in for this.
Yes.
No, that's weird.
No,
absolutely not. I mean, first off, think of how much more expensive we're making it. Because now I got to buy candy for adults.
More candy.
I think the who's going to pass out candy is a great point. But also, grow up. If you want candy, buy some candy, man.
You have the ability.
Yeah, just go buy candy. I mean, that's what we do. We buy more candy than we give out.
So that we can eat the rest.
So that we eat that. Yeah, we just buy our own candy. But also, I think the Halloween party is a great point. If you want to dress up, totally fine. I'm not knocking that at all.
Right.
Have a party. Yeah, do something a little bit, or pass out candy wearing a costume.
Yeah.
That's just, like, if I see, I don't know, a 6-year-old princess walk up to my door and then a 45-year-old pirate, like, no, I'm not giving you candy. Are you kidding me? The kids are kids. No,
just not going to do it.
Grow up.
Any comments on this or anything in the chat this morning?
Dana says, I'm 51 and my neighbor still makes me a candy bag. But that's fine. That's not trick-or-treating.
I mean, yeah, it's a little thing you have with your neighbor, you know?
I mean, also, another thing I thought of last night, kids have a higher metabolism. They can handle getting a boatload of candy. Let's be honest.
That's true.
That's probably not good for anyone's health.
And I usually... How did you feel about it? I usually would take a couple of pieces of your candy. Did you always think, oh, here comes Dad. I got to hide the peanut butter cups because he'll take all those.
Yes, because you did take all the peanut butter cups. And that's the best candy. So that was a little annoying.
All right. So
we would try to give you like I don't know. I would try to give you the stickers, the stickers, the Snickers, because I'm not a fan of candy with like peanuts in it.
What are the little, the sweet tarts, right? I love those.
Yeah,
I love
you are oddly obsessed with them.
Yeah.
They're good, but like you could just eat a bag full. Literally a bag full of chalk.
That's why I don't buy them.
Let's see. Diane did say that she'll check later when she goes into work. If I get it, you better drink it on the air, not to put it aside as a collectible. I tell you what, if you get it, and we'll pay you back, get us 3 or 4. We'll drink 2 of them on the show. And save one as a collectible.
Okay.
But if it's a collectible, are they going to have like a 1 per purchase?
Oh, they
like
could.
Like Pokemon cards now.
Really? They do that now?
I don't know if is it still going on? Back when like sports cards were making quite the climb, and Pokemon cards and stuff like that. So Target would limit like 1 per customer or something.
I remember that was a concern, that Pokemon game. Mm-hmm. That was a concern when Sarah got married, because she wanted to take pictures down at Fort Phoenix, but she didn't want all these people walking around looking for...
Why not?
For Pokemon.
That would be a great story.
In the background.
That'd be a great story. Yeah. The craze of Pokemon Go in whatever year that was, 2017, 16? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Would you try this diet? There's a man from Nebraska, Weston Rowe is his name, and he's been following a raw meat-based diet.
I feel like we should hop in here and say, we're not health professionals.
No.
Don't take any of this. Like, don't consider this diet off of anything that we say.
Right.
This is just...
We're not endorsing
just informing.
Yeah. He's been eating this raw meat-based diet, including eating raw chicken, for the last 3 years. I was thinking about this while I was slicing up raw chicken last night. I was looking at it, and I'm like, he just...
No, see, that's the thing. That's nasty.
Roe eats raw, protein-rich foods such as beef, liver, and chicken. All products are locally sourced from dairy and poultry farms. He believes that the diet has helped raise his energy levels, despite many warnings about infections, especially salmonella. He says, I am in better health, both physically and mentally, better than I have ever been in my life. He no longer eats processed food, and he spends about $140 a week on his meals. He does not like to snack. He eats 2 or 3 meals a day, sometimes skipping breakfast, but does munch on 3 or 4 raw eggs.
That's I know people that do. Well, I don't personally know people that do that, but like people do that.
Right. And he eats a piece of fruit, maybe. He explained his diet. He explains rather that he changed his diet when he started feeling brain fogginess, decreased energy, and eczema. However, one food group has caused much controversy. That's the raw chicken. Raw chicken has been linked to salmonella, but Rowe claims that he has eaten hundreds of pounds of raw chicken, and I have never even gotten close to being sick. Maybe it's because he gets it from a farm? Well, no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just... I mean, we're talking risk reward here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
His lunch is the biggest meal of the day. He eats 1 pound of raw meat with half a pound of raw unsalted butter and 3 or 4 raw eggs. Another piece of fruit is also added to the mix. For dinner, he eats the same meal with a cooked potato. He says that's probably the only thing he eats these days that is cooked.
I was going to say, why stop there? Why not just eat the raw potato, man?
Yeah.
Like, why cook it?
And for desserts, ice cream, but not just any soft serve. It's his homemade ice cream. It is made with farm fresh cream, milk, eggs, and honey, which is really healthy and also delicious.
But it's melted ice cream, just because he's a psychopath.
No.
He cooks his ice cream. He doesn't cook his meat, but he cooks his ice cream.
He also rules out any seasonings on his raw meats. He says, it didn't take long for me to realize I much preferred it without.
Well, I mean, to be honest, if you're eating disgusting raw meat, why even add seasoning? It's not going to make it better.
I was looking at this chicken last night going, and he just pops it in his mouth. Ugh. Despite, of course, having many naysayers come at him for his choice of diet, Rose also said that his family and friends are very supportive of his lifestyle choice. So, hey, whatever floats your boat, right? But
I guess. I feel like there's better options. The brain fogginess. Okay. What was the other thing he said? Brain fogginess. But the thing that makes me laugh
low
is
energy.
eczema was a part of it.
Yeah.
Why would you have eczema and your first thought is, you know what? It's because I cook my food.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see getting rid of processed food because I think we all eat too much processed food.
Yeah. But that's just the extreme.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, our random question back at the beginning of the show.
I already forgot what it was.
When you get old, what do you think children will ask you to tell them stories about?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did we
the
get
Patriots 2021 Super Bowl win?
Hey.
I don't know. Would that be 2022? I don't know how they do that.
Yes, it will be the 20.
But don't they consider it the 2021 season?
Yes. So I guess
what year goes on the flag?
Oh, okay, that's good.
I don't know.
Or do they put both? Because it really is the 2021-22 season.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so when you get up, what do you think little children will ask you? I am sure that, well, maybe not with me, but I'm sure a little kid's going to ask you, so what were the Trump years really like? Because I'm curious as hell as to what the history books are going to say about his presidency.
Yeah.
I mean, you can love my hate. I'm not going to get into a debate, but you got to admit, it was a pretty wild 4 years.
Sure.
So,
reality TV in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how about this? I'm sure someone's going to say to any of you younger folk here, I'm sure someone's going to say, you saw Tom Brady play?
Yeah, I wish I was a little bit older in that aspect because I was still pretty young when he started.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't remember the big reveal of Tom Brady, like when he came in for
Bledsoe.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Okay,
but I do. I mean, I remember the prime, so the important part.
Yep. And somebody will be amazed.
I say the prime. I mean, the man hasn't had one. His whole career has been a prime.
Yeah, 40 years from now, someone's going to be amazed that you saw him play.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Anybody else weigh in on this? What do you think years from now, little kids will ask you to tell them stories about it?
You know what's crazy? Because of the pandemic, all I can think of is the pandemic.
Yeah,
like, people are just going to want to know about it. It's
right.
It's quite crazy. The world froze.
What was it like when they locked everybody down? I'm surprised we haven't had a movie yet about the pandemic and the lockdown.
They're probably being written, if I had to guess.
I would think so.
If I had to guess, yeah. Or they came out and they just weren't good. That's another option. Yeah.
Hey, another question this morning. What, in your opinion, is considered a crime against food? What do I mean by that? Well, one person said, my boyfriend pours ranch over his entire dinner before he tastes it. To me, that's a crime.
Yeah.
I know, let's see, Kat uses, quite a few of you will get ranch dressing with pizza.
No. Don't include me in that mix.
You don't do that? Okay.
No.
I know Kat does. I've seen your mom do it.
Why do people dip pizza? Pizza's good. Pizza's good as pizza. Why?
What is it? Papa John's gives you those little things of
Garlic. Yeah.
butter, and stuff.
It's just like ranch. I feel like masks the taste of things.
And
Why mask the taste of pizza?
This guy pours ranch over everything before he tastes it.
It's just weird.
Lady said, my husband used to do that, but with hot sauce. Like, I'm a good cook. Taste it before you make it taste like every other meal you eat, you know?
Yeah, I feel like salad is the only thing in which you should pour the condiment.
Good point.
On top of the entire thing.
Good point.
Like French fries, don't you dare put ketchup all over it. You put ketchup on the side.
Oh, you don't like it? It's
No.
squirted on top?
First off, it's a mess. Second
Yeah.
off, what about the bottom fries? You're not even getting ketchup on them.
True.
Dip, people.
We
Dip.
don't have an even distribution of the ketchup.
No.
Yeah. Someone said burgers that require me. I like this one. Burgers that require me to dislocate my jaw to eat them. Stop making them so tall.
That's a good point.
I got to say amen to that.
Yeah. I don't like it when you go to like nice restaurants and you want a burger. That's where it's like that, I feel like.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't like that.
And do you ever get your food delivered to you and like the top bun is upside down with the tomato and lettuce and all that? So it's like they couldn't even put it together. How do they expect me to do it? You know?
I don't like it when you get a burger and they put the cheese and then they put the top bun, but it's like a jar, like it's not on top. But the cheese is already melted and it's like glue.
Yeah.
So it's like it just ruins the experience.
One guy takes chocolate chip cookies and dips them in mustard. That's a crime against food.
I'm out.
That's a definite crime against food. And another last one that I can relate to. Someone said not spreading butter to the edges of the toast. My sister used to do a half-hour's job and spread only in the center so that the edges of the toast were dry. I wouldn't call that a crime against food.
I would call it a little bit of a crime. You know what really bothers me, though, is waffles. Because you can't spread the butter evenly. You just can't.
No, because
it gets stuck. And then there's nothing worse than clumps of butter that don't melt.
True.
We got to find a new way. I get it that the waffle grid, if you may,
I like that,
is iconic.
But it's 2021, people.
Plus, am I the only one eating waffles? Like, you cook them, so they're a little crispy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. You still want them like kind of fluffy inside, but you want the top a little crispy. When you bite it, though, it like cuts the roof of my mouth because of the grid. The grid's all crispy.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I have no idea. But
what I've done lately is you put the butter on your waffle, then you put some syrup, put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds.
Then it might get soggy.
I can deal with the soggy because the warm maple syrup and everything, and the butter melts that way.
Warm up the maple syrup on its own,
separately,
and then put it on. I don't like toasting things and then putting it in the microwave. Kind of
don't like that.
Defeats the purpose of toasting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just me. Gary says ketchup on pizza, food crime. I agree.
Oh, I couldn't do that. No.
We already got tomato on it. Why add less superior tomato? Because let's be honest, ketchup is.
It's like
when it's on a pizza,
the lowest level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like tangy. Why would you want that on your pizza? Gary says, or blue cheese. Yeah, blue cheese can just go ahead and, GTFO. I don't.
GTFO.
Does anyone actually willingly like? I feel like blue cheese is one of those things where no one likes it, but people just want to like it, so they just say that they like it.
When it's offered as an option for salad dressing,
it's like people actually offer it with ranch. They're like blue cheese or ranch. Who in that scenario would choose blue cheese?
No one that I know.
No
one that I know.
I'm convinced Buffalo Wild Wings probably doesn't even have blue cheese, but they offer it because they know that no one's going to choose it.
If you order it, they're like, "Oh, we're out." I'm sorry.
Justin says eating meat raw, food crime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
couldn't do that.
I don't know. That's just gross.
Today's fascinating fact, because we always like to have one to share. The world's longest recorded engagement lasted for 67 years. And then you have to wonder, why did they get married anyway after that? It's like, why bother?
Or did they? I mean, I hate to be, so blunt, but maybe they died. Did they die engaged?
It didn't say.
That would be the end of the engagement.
It would be.
Yeah.
That's right. So you could be.
Well, it says, till death do us part refers to marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Do engagements end when you
They
die?
never got to that part. So
I don't know.
yeah. Good question.
Maybe they're still engaged.
I know there are many people that feel, we don't have to get married. That's just either that's just a ceremony or who needs a piece of paper. Those are some of the reasons people have given over the years.
Oh, I thought you were saying that. I was like, wow.
No.
Are you out there?
No, those are the reasons some people that I've heard, some people have given for not getting married. But for 67 years, little problem committing there? Or I don't know.
Did they forget?
Probably after 50, right?
Or I don't know. I'm trying to think of other reasons. Probably just forgot.
Why bother?
And then they got to like really old and they were like, you know what? It's not even worth it now. I don't even like you that much.
Hey, we got to do a football pick before we leave.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right, we have a game tonight, Thursday night. The Rams are at Seattle. And I'm struggling with this one. I like the Rams. I like the Rams this year. I think Matthew Stafford, I'm so happy for him. I read, I guess his wife has a podcast because everybody does.
Who does a podcast?
Yeah. And she talks about how he's just happy. He's happy to be playing football again and being around a good team that supports him. So
yeah. I mean, it must be the contrast, because I don't think you could be on the Detroit Lions without being depressed. So
even the uniforms are gray.
Yeah, it's funny. They upgraded the uniforms, but I don't even like them. Like they came out with these new uniforms. Mm-hmm. I mean, the all gray are okay because no one else wears all gray.
True.
Actually, no, the Seahawks do have an all gray uniform. But anyways, my point is, wasn't much of an upgrade.
Not really.
No.
All right. So I do like the Rams lately, but I'm just thinking Russell Wilson at home, that crowd. I'm going to go with Seattle.
I'm going Rams.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what is it? I have a 2-game lead now?
You do.
Okay. Well, hey, that changed quick last week. So
Just
could happen again.
Just to balance things out. That's not your trophy, though.
Well, it's yours until someone takes it away, all right?
If someone takes it away. I'm on a 2-game winning streak in the fantasy league, people.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Do we have any chance to get to before we wrap up for today?
Yeah, Gary said Matt thought we were friends. Blue cheese is better than ranch. I'm sorry. I mean, we can stay friends, but that's just not true. I'm not gonna allow fake news on our podcast.
We can agree to disagree, though.
Not on that. Though.
No?
Not on that.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'll give in to some things.
All right. Just lost another
Not that
listener.
though. I mean, blue cheese over ranch, man. Come on. If you like blue cheese, I judge you slightly, but I can't tell you what to like and what not to like.
See, that's my thing. I don't like blue cheese.
But to say it in a statement where blue cheese is better than ranch, I'm just not going to accept that. I'm not.
Thanks for watching, Gary. It's been nice knowing you.
No, we can stay friends. We can stay friends. Just don't you dare ever invite me over to your house for like wings or something, because I know that there's not going to be ranch. Let's see. Diane says, "Love blue cheese. Blue cheese if you're having wings for sure." See, I'm a no dipping sauce for wings because again, that's another one to me where it's already in a sauce.
Right. Yeah.
Why add another sauce?
Yes.
I mean, out of the two, I would have to choose ranch, but I'm not putting ranch. Like I said with pizza, it masks the taste. Why do that?
Okay.
You chose what seasoning you want your wings in. Why ruin that?
I like that thought.
I feel about this quite passionately. Justice said, I'm going to tell my kids that I lived through the hardest plague that graced the earth and that I had to boil water because of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. We're going to tell them that we lived like the pilgrims.
Yes.
We're going to tell them that we were the pilgrims.
We were, yeah.
Hopefully just less,
We came over on the
abusive.
second boat,
less abusive and murdery. Let's go. Should we end on a positive note?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. I think I might have missed some. You guys were great in the chat today, so we appreciate it. If I missed it and you want to talk, DM us or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do it for today. Hopefully we started your day off on a good note because that is always our goal here. If you enjoy what you have been watching, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future shows. We're live weekdays at 8 o'clock here on YouTube. And, of course, you can find us on all of your favorite, excuse me, podcast.
Favorite podcasts.
On all of your
We
favorite.
do. And you know what? I think we have one. This might be Trish. I don't think it's Trish, but I think we have one loyal podcast listener.
Oh, do
because
we?
We've been growing very slightly on the podcast.
Nice.
And if you are that one listener, we love you.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you can't see us, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, true.
But we do love you. We care about you very deeply. And you know what? I bet you like ranch. I bet you're a ranch guy.
Can't
or
do
gal.
blue cheese.
No.
But you love ranch.
I bet. You let us know. But I bet you podcast mysterious person ranch over blue cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you.
We leave you with this thought for the day, and that is forget all the reasons why it won't work and believe the one reason why it will. All right. So no matter what, go out and make it a great day. Go Red Sox.
Yeah, go Red Sox. Peace.